Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on? What is going on? It is Thursday evening as we sit here trying to get used to the time shift, and it's dark in the mother outside.
When the hell the times? When that happen?
That shit literally happened about a week or two ago.
What the fuck was I?
Well, I don't know where your ass was at. You was in La La Land, I guess. But
God damn, bro! I
it
swear I
is
didn't know that, bro. I
ain't
did
worth
not
the
know that.
Lord. Like I said, man, hey, we got the 6-man convo this evening. Like I said, man, I'm your host, K Styles, aka so I'll go by the Silver Fox this time. And to joining me in today's conversation, as you already know, it is Mad Mike Sports in the building.
I am what you made me,
Yeah, man, yeah.
aka Mister Anakin Skywalker.
You said you are what they made you.
Yep.
Hey, hey, like I said, might well live up to it, man. These motherfuckers look at us, they call us everything but a child of God in this motherfucking space. So we might well just get used to everything.
I am what you made me. That's it.
Yeah. That's all love. It's all love. So, hey, man, let's go ahead and get right into the shout outs. Like I said, Sherman Wood in here. We got A137 Sauce TV. We got Sonya in the building.
Yeah.
If you got an opportunity, you got to catch with Sonya with OG Big Sam talking
Mm.
some Braves baseball on yesterday's show. So you got to go to the Mr. Wide Network and check that out. We got Keyshawn Vlad. Sonya said time went back last Sunday.
Damn. I swear I didn't know that. I had no clue, y'all.
Oh boy, Mike. I ain't got nothing to say on that. Like I said, man, we got Southside in here. Nigga, your ass is slow for goddamn just realizing that time went back.
Damn, boy. It's a whole week ago and I had no fucking clue. Damn, boy, that's slow.
Well, boy, you must have been locked in a
Bro,
bunker
I swear
somewhere.
to God, I had no clue. I keep hearing everybody say the times. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all talking about?
Them big ass eyes you got. I'm surprised you didn't see that shit outside.
Yeah, I had no clue,
Man, nah, you still trying to get used to it. I understand, man. So we got Southside in here, Maurice Martin, Pat Norris. We got MVM. Keyshawn said your ass been living under a rock.
I guess I was, boy. Good God.
Hey man, shoot. Got an interesting show today, man. Today's topic, we're just going. See, Keyshawn is trying to be messy here. He talking about your ass was clueless as Raheem Morris. Ooh, Lord have mercy.
I ain't that damn dumb, right? Look, I may be clueless, I ain't stupid.
Hey, but before we start the show, if you follow either Mad Mike Sports or 6MK Live on Twitter, um, make sure you check out Keyshawn Vlad because he's literally sitting up here putting up articles, not only just Falcons, but Braves, Hawks, just all Atlanta sports in general. So,
Just
like I
follow me
said,
if you
man,
want it. We'll make sure you get it.
exactly. But today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Atlanta Falcons wide receiver room, and could this be one of the major problems as to why the offense looks inconsistently shitty? Which was a topic that was brought to me by Mad My Sports. So, like I said, man, this is a suggestion by him. Like I said, man, if y'all got any suggestion on topics, whether it be Falcons football, NFL in general, NBA, whatever, man. Like you said, that's why you have to leave your comments. That's why you have to do the damn thing. Just gotta ask a brother.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I didn't want to make sure. Do I sound far away or do I sound very
No, you
clear right
sound
now?
perfect.
Oh,
Absolutely perfect.
yeah, they definitely shout out to these damn headphones, man, because that finally got the right pair, so I don't sound like I'm sitting up here um jumping out of an airplane trying to do a live show skydiving and shit. So, I appreciate that. So, Mike, since this is a topic that you came with and something you want to talk about, I'm gonna let you go ahead and kick this off, man. So,
All
so,
right.
so I found, like I said, I found this very interesting. So, wide receiver room.
Uh-huh.
All right, man. Mike, go ahead, do your thing.
All right. So if you've heard a lot of our post game shows, like I say, it's essential that not only listen to our post game shows, but the originators as well as um for one, the 6 man convo, because we talk about things um that you may not hear from anywhere else. So that like I don't think this is a topic that a lot of people are really paying too much attention to. I've said it time and time again. I've said it time and time again about the wide receiver core. In particular, um, anything outside of Drake London, as you see the man on the screen right now, Drake London is just a man, all right? Um, bitch, I'm the man. Yes, I'm the man. He's the man. Um, Anybody outside of the Drake London has just been, and I'm talking about wide receivers, and it's something that we've actually thought about throughout the year. We've had several separate conversations about this in the back about our wide receiving core and it being one of the worst that we've seen um, in quite some time, as far as their production is concerned, especially this year. And I'm looking at Darnell Mooney. And Darnell Mooney for me has just been absolutely atrocious. I think he's been a waste of money. I think he's been a waste of talent. I think he was primarily brought here to be in hindsight, like I said, in hindsight I'm saying this. But he clearly is a Kirk Cousins guy because for whatever reason, him and Mike is just not on the same page. He's been injured. But when you look at the money, he's guaranteed the 18 his cap number this year is 18 million, y'all. 18 million. That right there is dangerous. Like it's and I'm talking about 16 for this. The cap number for this is 16 for 26. That's what I meant. But
Okay.
you look at him, I don't think the Atlanta Falcons will be able to. They were going to be able to keep him with that number. You end up cutting him. Obviously, you can't do it this year. It's about a $19 million dead cap. Um, and then about post game, the post of June, obviously, it's not that much. You're not going to really save anything if you get rid of him. It's $8 million in dead cap this year. Next year, it's 6, but you'll save 11 next year if you get rid of him with a dead cap of 6 million. I think that's something that you can post. Obviously, the trade that'd be $11 again, $11 6. $11. I wish we would save $11 for that dude. But the numbers with him just like he just hasn't put up a um he's just not putting up the numbers and putting up the effort. And I think that's the thing when you look at his numbers in itself, the contract. Do you personally believe, Kill, that this is one of the worst Atlanta Falcons wide receiver cores that we've seen in quite some time? I personally believe it is. And it's hard to say that. Um, Obviously, if you look at what the Atlanta Falcons were after Julio Jones and they were forced to kind of trade him away, he pulled that move that shall not be named or talked about again. that he pulled that move. It's probably one of the worst, if not the worst, receiving core the Falcons have had in the history of this organization. So, do you personally believe that this is one of the worst receiving cores as far as the numbers, the talent? What do you see this Atlanta Falcons offense? Wide receivers.
Wide receiver core, um, just based off of the talent that we do have on this team. I could actually say this has been a pretty bad season. I know you've heard me say before that, well, the 2021 wide receiver core was worse. There's a difference. That
Mm-hmm.
wide receiver core sucked. It didn't have any expectations behind it, like you said, outside of, well, 2021. You really had Russell Gage really leading the charge on that one, so that told you how bad that was, and you pretty much had nobody else. But I do actually have some numbers as far as where the wide receiver core is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, do you mind if I put these numbers? Do you mind if I speak these numbers into existence right quick?
You beat me to it because I was actually gonna do it. So go ahead.
So as we already know, Drake London been doing this thing. 47 receptions, 587, 5 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
The second best wide receiver on the team is Darnell Mooney with 173 yards on 12 receptions. So do I believe that this wide receiver core is the worst no, I disagree. It's not the worst that we've had, but it's the least productive based on the expectations on what we expect.
Mm-hmm.
We can blame, like you said, we can blame it on play calling. We can blame it on Zach Morrison, as we call both of them. We combine their names together, Zach Morris.
Mm-hmm.
But when you looking at the tape with a lot of these guys, it just looks like a struggle for them to make something happen. Now, even with Drake London, he has his flaws too. But even with the flaws with him, as far as separation and stuff, he still makes something happen.
Yes.
And like you said, that's the one positive note out of the wide receiver room. But when you start looking at the Darnell Mooney's, and you're seeing that he's struggling to get out the gate like that, and you see with them releasing Ray McLeod, and you still trying to find a slot, a wide receiver 3 that is consistent enough to be anything. That's why you got the Casey Washington, and I'm still trying to figure out who the hell David Sales is. I don't know who that is.
3 receptions on here. 3 receptions. That
So,
motherfucker play every game. He got 3 receptions, bro.
So, like you said, as far as the expectations for what this wide receiver core would have been this year, it's actually been one of the worst wide receiver cores that we've had based on the expectations that came with it. I mean, like you said, at this point in time, you just throw anybody else out there and try to find something to happen. They activated Dylan Drummond to the 53-man roster.
Did we even see? I don't even know what he looked like. That's like we didn't even.
He was in the preseason. He was a preseason player. I think he had like 2 receptions in the preseason. No. He had he had more than that. He had about 7 receptions, but most of that came in the first game of the preseason.
Boy.
So it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, because the offense is predicated really on the wide receivers being able to find spots in the defense, but we don't have the wide receivers that are really adept into finding those spots. And outside of Kyle Pitts, you don't really have another relative tight end that could do anything either in the passing game.
Yeah.
We're kind of handicapped in that position. That's my thought on that.
I actually got another question because you remember when Sweet Thing came out and said something about Raheem, right? And he helped him kind of understand the offense and defense and all that type of stuff. You remember that?
Mm-hmm. Well, you're talking about the one where he pretty much said that Raheem Morris kind of let us do whatever the fuck we wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To paraphrase that.
Yes. So he came out and stated that it's like he helped understand, help DBs understand wide receivers and vice versa, and he allowed those guys to just do what they do best and do what they wanted to do. Um, I I find that to be interesting. That if that's the case, if these guys are doing what they want to do and what they're comfortable with, um, why these guys still barely like these guys don't even have like Darnell Mooney is the only guy in double digits at wide receiver position outside of Drake.
Yeah.
So what are these guys doing? If Raheem is really that smart or he's really allowing these guys to do what they do best, like why isn't this being translated? Because he's supposed to be so good at helping guys understand it.
Right.
Understand the game, right? So
Yeah.
like what is going on? That's supposed to have been a great trait of his, but if that great trait is not leading to, it's like numbers, what's the point? And I know we said this time and time again, why? What's the point of having a guy here if one of the people that you're so called good at helping develop, these guys are not putting up they're not putting up any numbers. Yet alone just yet alone these guys putting up numbers, but they're not even making an impact in any way, shape, or form. Not in the running game, not in the pass game. So what I don't even know why these guys are even I don't know. I have no clue why these guys even here, to be honest. I don't even understand what's going on.
So I actually kind of like that you're asking me these questions right here. So like I said, I definitely appreciate that, Mike. I see we to flip the roles today.
You know what? Damn, I didn't
appreciate
even realize. I don't pull the case out, but didn't even realize it, y'all.
No, that's fine. That's fine. We give them a different perspective on this. But before we get to that, we got a couple comments here. Southside here said 2021 Gage and OZ were way better than our receivers so far, except for Drake. I can't disagree with that one. Dre Murphy said it's about time to bring up Chris Blair and Nick Nash. I mean, like, why not? I'm like, why not? Shit, at this kind of point.
It can't be any worse than single digits, okay? He can't do no worse than
let's see. William maybe said he's not even doing it. You remember training camp with Drake London? Yeah. He also said TJ Yates is the wide receiver coach, but here's the problem with that comment in itself, William. They scapegoated the original wide receivers coach and Ike Hilliard and said that the production wasn't there. And we switching it to TJ Yates. And like you said, really outside of Drake London, you really are looking at the same shit.
Right, it's nothing. Nothing is happening in that receiver core. I mean, nothing is happening.
But go ahead, Mike, ask that question one more time so we can get some clarification on that.
So if obviously what you added on with the Ike Hilliard situation, like if these guys are like we got dang near every one of our wide receivers outside of Kyle Pitts, he's a tight end, but every one of our wide receivers are in single digits in receptions, less than 200 yards, 300 yards. So what the heck is going on with Raheem? Like, what are these guys teaching? What is Zach Robinson teaching? Like, I like that's like I don't even understand. Looking at these numbers, like they far worse than what I originally thought. I knew it was bad, but like, bro, all these guys are in single digits. So what is I don't know the plan. I have no idea where to even go and where to think when I look at these wide receivers. I don't even know what they're teaching.
Well, if I'm looking at it from this standpoint, I don't think they know either. I mean, the one of the biggest things that happened from this year, from last year, and I've spoke about it before, is now that you're seeing Kyle Pitts being more so utilized as a tight end instead of a flex tight end, you're starting to see the deficiencies of the wide receiver core in itself. Because you have to remember last year, a lot of Kyle Pitts routes was down the field 15, 20 yards up the seam and stuff. So it was a cause of concern for defenses, which allowed the other wide receivers to really kind of work with space in the intermediate game. But like you said, the big difference now is you're seeing Kyle Pitts more so being closer to the line of scrimmage, catching a lot of passes within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. And what's happening right now is because the safeties and the linebackers don't have to. I'm just going. Let me put it in keep it simple, stupid terms. These defenses don't respect these wide receivers at all. They don't respect them at all.
That's why I was hoping you would go right there.
They don't respect them at all. And the thing about it was, Kyle Pitts opened up so much for these guys to be able to work those intermediate routes and to be able to sneak a couple deep routes in, because Kyle Pitts took a lot of attention. Hell, even this past game with Drake London, a lot of Drake London's catches came from lining up next to Kyle Pitts. And this is what we talked about in the offseason when it came to Kyle Pitts. I know a lot of people was upset that he ain't put the same numbers up as his rookie year and stuff like that. But his presence on the field opens it up for a lot of guys. And like you said, when you have a bunch of wide receivers that really don't know how to get open and create separation and being able to read defenses in a way to, okay, he's playing off here. I got to stop this a yard shorter than what I want to give my quarterback something. We saw Drake kind of do it in his last game too. So this is not just a complete shit on Drake London. So we've seen him do that on a multitude of times this past game. But as a collective, it just looks like a bunch of guys that don't know what they trying to figure it out on the go. And that's kind of like a thing that you would expect with a veteran quarterback, but you got a young quarterback who's still trying to learn the game, and they're not helping them that much.
You know what? And I got another question. Then what the hell do you do? Like as a coach, what the hell do you do in this situation when you don't have the receivers there to help your young quarterback? I think you're right when it comes down to that aspect where I don't think they know at this point. But what do you do when you let's just say these guys aren't talented enough. They're not talented.
Mm.
Like what do you do at this point?
You said, what do I do at this point?
Yeah.
See now, what ends up happening is now you're having to force Zach Roberts. See, this is why when it comes to the offensive play calling and why a lot of people are kind of calling for more creativity. See, the thing is, when you don't have wide receivers that can consistently get open, you're forcing your offensive coordinator to have to do extra shit to try to get them open.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where a lot of these route concepts that we're seeing, where you got these guys running 15-yard dig routes and 25-yard flag routes on 3rd and 5 and running tight end bubble screens on 4th and 7 and stuff like that because you're trying to create something because they're not creating it themselves.
Oh my god, I can't believe I got all these damn questions.
I'll go ahead and keep them coming. They
Um,
see. They not used to this. They not used to this watching this. Oh, Mike. I guess Mike had so many damn questions. I guess he blew his damn
I
microphone.
all right, but the question I have is, all right, so damn, I can't believe I got all these damn questions. So, if that's the case, um, do you think one they were so focused on building the defense, he totally neglected the offense? Because I like the thing is with me, I don't think he tried to neglect the. I don't think they neglected the offense. I think these guys. I don't think he could be trusted. And Raheem or Zach Robinson the um with the wide receiver position, because one thing I will give Thomas Dimitrov his credit for, he understood wide receivers. He knew how to go out and actually go get wide receivers, and he could see talent. So, do you think these guys just don't know talent at wide receiver, or they don't care as much as they think, as much as you would think they would? Because I don't think they care. Because they don't look like they even trying to even one. They don't look like they trying to play any of the receivers. They dang on show is not trying to go out and actually bring in talent, whether it's trade, signing, whatever the case may be. They're not even trying to bring in tight end. They're not trying to bring in wide receivers. They're not trying anything. The only thing that they did with this wide receiver core was get rid of people. So can these guys be trusted with the development of the wide receiver core?
I'm about to take this conversation to another space here.
Uh-oh.
I think the problem is they expected Michael Penix to be at Kirk Cousins' experience level in year 2.
And that's worse. That's way worse than that's way worse.
Because you have to think about when Zach Robinson was calling plays with the Rams, you only knew him for calling plays with the Rams with Matt Stafford.
What vet? Yeah. What a vet.
Now you also said something about Dimitrov and the wide receivers. Well, You got Matt Ryan, you can pretty much bring in any damn wide receiver and get production out of. So now we're taking it to a whole nother level here. They expected Michael Penix to be where Kirk Cousins was the first half of last year. And the problem is like Juan always say, y'all try to neglect the rookie process.
So there's another question. Damn. I really am turning to you. Okay.
Nah, John. Yeah, they replaced Ike Hilliard. It's called TJ Yates.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same guy who was a wide receiver coach for the 2021 Falcons with Russell Gage in them. So yeah.
Yeah. That's tough.
Yeah.
So damn. So oh my god. I can't
Hold on. We got a couple comments in here. Southside says, funny is that the last few weeks, Charlie Warner is no longer on the field, and we still haven't seen a guy like Teagan yet. Yeah.
But this is a lot of people, mistake our frustrations with just straight up hate. But the thing is, when you just look at it, they're not even, bro. It's apparent. Like I get on Warren all the time by saying, like, just going out and saying, you got to be careful about the words that we use, because the words in itself, if you take it at face value, it can be misinterpreted. And what I mean by that, one always say these guys are going out of their way and pretty much sabotaging the team. So I do believe that to be fair, the word sabotage in itself is a strong word in itself if you take it for what it is. But when you look in it deeply, he's right by this. Yeah. Because sabotage is when you knowingly are doing something that isn't working and you double down on it. And I think these guys are definitely sabotaging because they know they're not even trying to play the second, third tight end. They're not even trying to put Felipe Franks in. They're not even trying to put Quentin Tarantino. That's what his name is to me. And then you got Dylan Drummond. You got Chris Blair. Like they not even trying. So it's a form of sabotage when you look at it. They're not even trying, bro. They're not even trying to fix
it. And I'm gonna say it like this: the sabotage word is actually the right word to use, but the context of it is it's the ego.
Yes,
like you said, it's the ego of the coaching staff that's sabotaging the. I'm trying to use the word. Well, they sabotaging the potential of what this team could be.
Yes,
because the ego is, like you said, the ego right now, and like you said, if you look at these press conferences with these coaches, it's a lot of smug. It's a lot. It's just a lot of entitlement, and it's a lot of. Y'all can't tell me what to do. I run this bitch type of energy.
Yes.
Which is very interesting because that is the mindset of the city of Atlanta and a lot of people that's down here. It's the same mindset. This is why a guy like a Raheem Morris, this is why Raheem Morris is so loved down here, because he embodies those same personality traits of the smugness and the ego and the entitlement. in these press conferences. That's why he's so relatable. But the
Mm-hmm.
thing about it is, all that right now is not really working because they're not winning. See, it's
Mm-hmm.
one thing to be smug and winning. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
See, it's very interesting that when it came to Arthur Smith, the very smugness that he had,
Oh boy.
these very same people was calling him a fake tough guy, and and very mean to the media. But Raheem Morris is literally doing the same thing. Zach Robinson is literally doing the same thing. Difference is they got a smile on their face, so it's not threatening. But kind of wondering off the question there a little bit though. But that's pretty much what it is. The ego of these two right now. The ego of these two right now is really what hurting the team, because like you said, you're not putting these wide receivers in the best position to make an impact. We're not running those crossing routes like that. We're not running those 5-yard digs. We got Drake London running the same option out route all the goddamn time. We ain't running no bunch formation. We run a lot of motion, but we're running a lot of useless motion that's doing nothing. See, the problem is with Bijan Robinson, defenses are keyed in on Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier right now because they don't respect the wide receivers. So in Zach Robinson's case, he's got to start using those bunch formations. He's got to start using those crossing routes. He got to start using those flare outs. He got to actually start using real screens, not smoke screens and bubble. We got to use actual real screenplays or something that help get these guys open, get some pick plays going. That's how Drake scored one of his touchdowns, was on some pick play type shit. Like you said, because right now, if I see another deep corner, a 20-yard corner route on 3rd and 3, I'm liable to snap because I don't like seeing that.
That's the stuff that drives me crazy. That's the stuff that drives me crazy when I see it. It's not even the fact that it's a bad play call. It's just like, why are you running these routes on this down? Like, it does not make sense at all. I could take failure. I could take bad play calling. But when I talk about the stupid concepts, like what? It's like waking up one morning and say, "Hey, bro, I need a glass of water," but you bring me a spool of sugar. Like I need water, but you giving me sugar. I said I want water, okay?
Right.
And this is what he's doing. These guys don't need a bubble screen when you got 7 yards. It does not make sense.
But this is why they made the kicker position such a big deal, because they're using the kicker struggles to hide the fact that the offense ain't worth a damn right now.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And we ain't gonna talk about that Zane Gonzalez shit right now because I think the Falcons are kind of dropping the ball on that situation right now, just because you have an opportunity to make the NFL some big money.
Mm-hmm.
But I think y'all dropping the ball on that. So we don't know what that situation gonna look like for Sunday. So that's why I'm not really saying anything on that. Hell, Zane Gonzalez could be a practice squad guy for all I know. We don't know.
The way this dude is using this roster, that could very well be the case.
But that's what I really like you said, that's what I really think the problem is they're trying to rush the rookie process with Michael Penix, and 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 I think that's just kind of the wrong thing to do. Um, and like you said, instead of worrying about trying to improve said certain positions, like I said, wide receiver core ain't got no speed whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
Ain't
Nope.
no ain't no speed in the starting wide receiver core right now. Not no speed to scare nobody.
Ain't nobody scared of no damn David Seals. How he gonna scare anybody?
That's another issue with the wide receiver core too, is you don't have any speed. The fastest wide receiver you got on the team is Kyle Pitts. Think about that for a second. And that's a tight end.
Woo, boy.
The fastest receiver you got on the field is Kyle Pitts.
He's the one that can get open. He's the one that's blowing past DBs and defensive back safeties and cornerbacks. Like he's the one that doing that consistently. We paying
Because
Darnell Mooney all this money and he can't get open consistently.
but like you said, we don't have any speed. Dre Murphy asked, who is this new kick? Should I explain to the people this kick?
Good, please.
Let me ask anybody. Let me ask everybody a question. Who knows the YouTuber Chiseled Adonis? Put a one in the chat if you know Mr. Chiseled Adonis. It's one of my favorite YouTubers to watch, and guys on Instagram and stuff. Do y'all know? I'm just wait, get a couple minutes and see if anybody know who he is. I don't think a lot of people know who he is, but okay. Chris said, "Yeah, he know who he is." We got John Buddy like, "Yeah, we know who he is." Well, if you remember Chisel Adonis correctly, Zane Gonzalez was the equivalent of the Shaq to the Fool Award on his channel.
Wow.
But before last year when he kicked for the Washington Commanders, he hadn't kicked in the NFL since 2021. And that was with the Carolina Panthers. And I think he kicked for I think he had like a 90% field goal rate, which was the best of his career.
Yeah.
But it was one of only 2 times in his career he kicked for over 74% in a season. Yes, outside, he's still a fan, yeah. He's still a fan, yeah. Cause he do the football commentaries, and usually when kickers doink stuff and start missing, his thing was like, "Man, put your motherfucking head down." And it was Cody Parkey and Zane Gonzalez that used to be regulars on that. My thing is when it, yes. Like I said, he's only had 2 seasons in which he kicked over 74% in a season as a kicker out of 9 years.
Yeah.
The only thing you have to remember about that, John, was he only played for the Commanders last year for like 5 games because he was like a late season addition because their original kicker got hurt. So, but But like I said, at the same time, this is kind of like the same route that Younghoe Koo came into. Because remember, Younghoe Koo with the Chargers couldn't hit the
Yeah, he
broadside of a
couldn't
barn.
get any. Yeah,
He
he was.
couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Then he went to the AFL and he did what he did. And like I said, this could be a redemption possibility. Me personally, I'm like I said, I'm giving Lenny Craig a shot. Think about this, Mike. You got a Lenny Craig who is a German-born kicker. We're going to play in Germany, and you tell it, and you telling me that the NFL didn't tell these motherfuckers, hey, y'all got a German game with a German kick. Y'all better put that motherfucker in. We try to make some money in this bitch. Because what's the worst you could do? Hell, you were scared to kick with Parker Romo, and you see he got cut. Younghoe Koo missed one kick this year. You cut him. You you're literally going on the third kicker in 9 games. That's a very shaky situation. Damn, that is. Wait a minute, Mike. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. What year was that when we played the Giants on Monday Night Football? If you remember correctly, what year was that? Was that like 2020?
The Giants.
Yeah,
Um. Uh,
it was a
hmm.
Monday Night Football game because I remember we had trotted out the new kicker, Gio Tavecchio or some shit like that, and he was like 3 for 3 that game.
Oh,
I'm trying to
was
think,
it?
was that? I think that was 2019 or 2020. It was one of those two games. It was one of those 2 years.
Was it the Giants? I think.
Yeah, it was the Giants because I remember because that was his first game as a kicker. He went for like 3 for 3 and stuff like that. That was the one Saquon Barkley almost beat us. Okay, they said it was 2018. Okay, I knew it was right around that realm.
Yeah, it was 2018.
Okay, like I said, I just had to get that date right. But remember what happened when he went like 3 for 3 that game, and then the next game he missed like 2 or 3 of them, and then
Mhm.
then he ended up getting cut 2 games later. We just
Yeah.
relived that shit, and guess what? Guess who were the coaches on that team?
Oh wow.
Guess
That's
who
on
was the
bitch.
assistant coach? Guess who was the assistant coach of that
That's on bitch.
team?
Oh God. I hate your fucking guts right now.
so
Well, we
so this
trying to
so
say this
so
dude is
so this
bad.
so
Oh
so
wow.
so this shit ain't nothing new that we seeing with the kicker position right now. Because remember, they had trouted like 3 kickers that year too. Because I think Matt Bryant got hurt. They released him. Then
Yeah.
they brought in Giorgio Tavecchio, and then they brought in Younghoe Koo after that.
Oh God.
So we're it's basically the same shit.
Damn. I forgot Morris. We need to get rid of him. Like anytime the bad shit happen, he around. Like yeah, Super Bowl, he's around. Like right now, when we trying to get some good, like we got to get rid of anybody. Yeah, we got to get rid of dude. He got to go.
So, Sound like IR woo woo. Every time something bad happens to us, guess who always shows up? Yeah, it's the same thing. But like you said, just essentially with this game in Germany, this game right here, for the third week in a row, we saying that this is a do or die game. For the third week in a damn row. And then after this week, you got the Panthers and the Saints. You got 2 division games after this 3-game skid that we on right now. And actually, I think Parker Romo was on a 2-year deal.
He was a 2-year, yes.
It was a 2-year deal, so they're going to still be paying him until next year. So, Young Way Cool.
It's less than $2 million they're going to be paying.
Yeah. So we're going to have Parker Romo and Young Way Cool on the payroll next year.
Anybody that's fucked up in the head, he gonna have on this damn team.
Hold on. Let me make sure I got that right. So Mike, how are you feeling about that?
So I just realized something. Why is this motherfucker always signing kickers that's mentally challenged? Like, didn't Young Way Cool have a mental problem when we brought his ass in?
No, he just couldn't kick worth shit.
Well, he was depressed or something. I remember a story like that. Some like he went through a depression or some shit.
Yeah, because he didn't think he thought his NFL career was over before it started.
So we brought in another motherfucker that thought the same thing. Man, you know what? Wow.
Oh Lord, let me see something. Okay,
and this oh my God. Why we gotta get motherfuckers that career? They think their career is over with and then they come. Look, can we bring old ass Matt Bryan back? Like that motherfucker can hit a 30-yarder. I'm positive he can do that shit.
Right. Yeah, they ain't showing the shit right now. But I think, yeah, so we'll be owing Young Way Cool about $2 million next year. I think Parker Romo will be off the books next year, so.
Good God Almighty.
You go 1 year fumbling the quarterback position. Next year you fumbling the kicking position. Okay, so yeah, so Parker Romo, we didn't owe nothing to him. It was just $1 million, and basically they just saved another $1 million. They basically got back the money from his contract. So okay, so we good on that. Oh, yeah, zero cap here. Okay, yeah. Let's get some of these comments here. Andrew G said we go die with Raheem as head coach, especially if he's chewing gum. Jerome said he already on the Joe Brady campaign. Keyshawn said we should have drafted a kicker if we didn't know if Koo was going to be good or not. No, they actually did the right thing with the international side of things with Lenny Craig. The problem is that motherfucker missed 1 field goal in the preseason, and your
motherfucking mind.
You motherfuckers put that motherfucker on the practice. You motherfuckers like, nope, he ain't worth shit.
You missed 1 kick and said, nope, nope, you ain't doing this.
Yeah, like I said, man, it's just a whole bunch of indecision. It's just a whole bunch of just a whole bunch of random ass moves all over the damn place. That is helping the demise of the Atlanta Falcons as of now. Hold on. Somebody said if I saw if Evan McPherson or the Raiders kicker becomes a free agent, we need to send the Brinks truck to either one of them motherfuckers.
Can't be no worse than what we got.
Keyshawn said Lenny Craig missed like a 48-yard kick, but made a 58-yard kick with ease. Raheem said, "Nah, we good."
Yeah, I don't understand that mentality. Like, good God Almighty.
But this also goes back to the original question. If we score in touchdowns, we ain't got to worry about
Ain't gotta
kicks.
worry about that.
But at the same time, that's what got Parker Romo fired in the first place. All right, man. You got any more questions about the wide receiver? Anybody got any more questions about the wide receivers? If not, just go ahead and just start throwing questions in here. You got any more questions about the wide receiver, Mike?
Hell no. Look. The only thing I got, man, is I don't even know at this point who's gonna step up and who am I expecting to step up because like he don't even play the guys any damn way. You don't even call plays to throw to David Seals or whoever that's on the field. So it's just like,
David Seals had one target last week, and it was on a third 20.
and they got this motherfucker in 30-40% of the snap too.
That mother had one target, and it was on a third 20 that he ran the wrong route that almost got picked. Lord. Lord, talk about who hires Zach Robinson, DeVry University of Agnes Scott College. I think DeVry.
Leave Agnes Scott College alone, boy. I used to play basketball up there. You leave that college. That's my school right there, boy. Yeah, they used to invite us up there and play basketball up there, the ladies up there. So yeah, I love Agnes Scott College, man.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that Marshawn Nealon situation at the end of the show too. So don't worry about it. We got that coming up. But Carlos Wiggins said, "Do you think we use play action this game? Probably not.
No.
Probably not. We haven't been using it all game. I was surprised they actually let damn Michael Penix take a couple snaps under center.
Man, these two, man, like these motherfuckers literally.
I don't expect no play action. They don't even run play action out the gun like that.
I don't expect common sense out of these dudes. No.
First of all, your wide receiver core ain't even good enough to run play action because nobody's scared of them.
Good God Almighty.
Do I need to say that again, Mike?
Yes.
You can't run play action if your wide receivers can't get open. Ain't nobody scared of them.
You running play action to run a hook, man. Like, they dumb, bro. They dumb.
They farmer friend dumb. That's what you saying?
Hey, former friend dumb. These dudes are off.
Keyshawn here said, "Who is y'all favorite up and coming head coach candidate?"
That's way too soon.
Way too soon, but my thing is with a team like this, you're going to need some type of experienced head coach. I'm gonna tell you that because Raheem is experienced. He's experienced at nothing, but he's experienced. No, you need a head coach that knows how to build a foundation.
I don't know who's gonna be available, so I'm not gonna throw something out there, and we don't know who's gonna be available.
Right. Like you said, that's kind of like the thing. Like I said, I don't really know what's out there. I don't know who, But like I said, what this team needs, they need coaches that know how to build, that know how to build a structure, build a foundation. Because the thing is, like I said with Raheem Morris is he's a great manager of talent, but I don't think he's a man that can lead talent and build something for long-term success. Because even using for example, yes, he was the defensive coordinator for the Rams when they won the Super Bowl, but guess what? That
He
Rams
didn't put that
defense,
team together.
that Rams defense was already good enough before he got there, and they even better since he left. So did he really build anything, or did he just manage it? Because you also have to remember on that defense, you literally had about 4 or 5 all pros on that defense too. Keyshawn asked, should the Falcons trade Jesse Bates for draft capital in the offseason? It depends on how much. It depends on if he's asking for any more money right now. Because they've already done set their backup plan with a Xavier Watts.
Yeah, and Billy Bowman right there.
Billy Bowman. Yeah. But I doubt it. I think they keep him. Because he's actually, and I know a lot of people are kind of looking at Jesse Bates, and I did the video on this, is Jesse Bates kind of underperforming this year? I think I don't really see him underperforming. He's just taking on a different role. They're not asking him to be the aggressive guy that he was, that we are used to him being. Like I said, the Falcons have the #1 pass defense in the NFL.
And like if you're not giving up a bunch of players, there's no need for him to be extra cautious. I mean, extra aggressive.
That's what Billy Bowman and D offered it for. They're to be the aggressive guys. Jesse Bates, they too high shelling right now with Bates and Watts. And like you said, you got the #1 pass defense in the NFL with that.
As long as you're a top defensive team in the category, you're doing your job. So I don't really care about interceptions.
Right. Jerome said the new coach and GM gonna have some cap space this offseason once Kurt's guaranteed money is off the books. 60 million. Yeah, because I think I think a lot of his money comes off the books after this year. So we'll see. We'll see how they do about that.
I mean, all that shit, about 30 million that is gonna be gone because they got to re-sign guys. So don't get too happy.
Yeah, but you would rather have the money to re-sign guys than most all that shit being tied into one person.
Yeah.
Reggie asked who would get let go if the coach beats us down Sunday. Ain't nobody gonna get right. No. You gonna see Jerry Gray get fired. How about that?
It's gonna be somebody ain't got none. Somebody holding the water or some shit.
It's probably either be Jerry Gray or it's probably gonna be Michael Petrie. One of those two gonna get fired if they lose. Yeah. It's gonna be a position coach. It's gonna be another position coach getting fired.
Man, why are you looking at me, man? Your ass is fired.
What do we think about Taquan Graham getting released?
Nothing.
Not surprised. I'm not surprised. Like I said, with Sam Roberts doing what he's doing on the defensive line right now, it actually made sense to release Taquan Graham because
Brandon Dorlus is another one of those guys. They had 2 sacks, so that's not a surprise at all.
And plus, Taquan Graham was going to be a free agent after this year anyway, so they just pretty much just quickened that process up right there. So, like I said, Taquan Graham played in 51 games for the Falcons, so that was actually a successful draft pick for Terry Fontenot. But like you said, you got a lot of depth on that defensive line, and somebody had to go. And like you said, with Sam Roberts doing what he's doing in the middle, it pretty much just spelled the end for Taquan Graham. Hell, I forgot Taquan Graham was even on the damn team, to be honest with you. He said, "You gonna hear about Ryan News will need time away with family if we
Oh,
lose to the
hell
Colts."
yeah. Look, that motherfucker trying to get another check. He about to be the perfect citizen. Shit, Newton trying to get paid, boy. He was a backup. He was a backup. That mother trying to get another 5 million, boy.
Exactly. Should Terry get full control of roster and potential coaching decisions in the offseason? No, he's not going to be that. That's all Kyle Smith and Terry answers to a lot of people. He don't really have that much control on a lot of things.
Kyle Smith has much more power than people realize.
So he's pretty, like you say, even though Terry Fontenot is the GM, he's also, like you said, he's pretty much kind of like a head scout for Kyle Smith. So
Mm-hmm.
all right, man, let's go ahead and talk about this unfortunate situation with Marshawn Dealing. Like I said, I just read about the stuff that happened with him, man. Um, Man, we losing a lot of athletes young now. We losing a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think he makes like the seventh one this year.
Yep.
Um, like you said, what'd you say? What happened? It was a car accident. He ran away. I
Mm-hmm.
guess people were looking for him, and then he put himself out the game.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I think it's kind of it's a sad situation, and it's unfortunately that a lot of these young men, um they kind of have this mindset that if they get in trouble there's no way out but to go out like that, and I hate it for them like that. um we kind of talked about it offline, off record. If you want to go ahead and explain what's your take on that and how you feel about that.
Well, um, I just think, being honest, like I said, I'm gonna clean it up a little bit because my words have a tendency of getting misconstrued. So I'm gonna clean it up just a little bit.
All
But
right.
I like, the thing is, man, like it's not a matter of being sad or not understanding mental health. I think some of the biggest thing is with mental health is that people use it in situations that shouldn't be. Um,
Calvin
and,
Ridley.
and yeah, Calvin Ridley. So like mental health in certain situations can be used as a mask of for reality. Like some people just don't want to. They don't want to face up to the nonsense that they did. Like I said, Calvin really did the exact same thing. Come to figure out, find out that he was about to get suspended by the league for gambling issues. So yo man, I'm depressed and I can't believe. So a lot of people use certain things, and I said not everybody, but it's one of those situations where you got to look at everything um, for what it is and don't immediately jump to conclusion, because a lot of people, again, they do look and try to use mental health as a reason for them not wanting to, um, not saying it's him, but they do use that as a mask to not cope with the bad mistakes that they've done. And I think when you look at this particular instance, like I said, I like to get all the facts before I start talking. But there's the reason why I'm saying this is because what Kev just said. It's too many young athletes, young. influencers and all these people with access to, I guess the right word is exposure. People like them, people follow them, and then when they make a mistake, they feel like I can't deal with the embarrassment. I can't deal with the people, um, being down on me, or they see me a certain way, so they feel like killing themselves is the easy way out. And I think that right there has a lot to do with people like me and K Styles. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say it. It's like, are we really doing a good job of supporting these people, or teaching a lot of these young? Because like I said, this dude 24, man, 24 years old, 24, 25, and you doing stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we like, the reason why I'm kind of stuttering on this is because there's and I think we talked about this a while back, Kev, but there's a problem with society. If it's not my child, if it's not my friend, if it's not my mother, if it's not somebody I care about, and you see somebody sitting on the sidewalk crying, or they hungry or whatnot, we just ignore them. And that's how a lot of these issues occurs. It's like, all right, this ain't my child. Shit, they ain't, look. You can go cry all you want to. You can do all this you want to. And some people feel like have they don't have to respond to certain people that may need to say, hey, bro, look, just because you got smoked on internet, somebody call you this name or that, don't mean the world is over. You know what I'm saying? You like, we need to reassure people, like, bro, just because your ass got called a name on social media, or just because you had an accident, a lot of people have accident all the time, don't mean life is over. And I think that's the thing. When I look at a lot of this, we as older, and like I said, we close to the 40, some are 40, and some is approaching 40. We need to do a better job of, like, going to these people, um, and talk them out of a lot of situations, because a lot of these people like, man, if I wreck my car, that I love, I bought a new Lexus or something like that. If I wreck it, I reckon I don't have it anymore. My life is over.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's like some people really think if bad things happen to them, their life is over, and we just got to do a better job of just saying, "Hey, bro, like, it's just because you got had a bad day today doesn't mean your life is fucking over." And I think that's why we losing a lot of young people. These people really believe if they lose their girlfriend, they break up with their boyfriend, they lose a girlfriend, they break up with their girlfriend, they think their life is over. It's like, bruh, trust me, your life is
Mm.
not over. I think that's the thing, man.
And I could say that for an example with us, like you said, when you look at these internet streets and these quote unquote Falcon spaces, like that, what they'll say about Mike or what they'll say about myself, and like to put the notion about how we are the most evil thing to the space and stuff like that is very interesting.
Hmm.
That while they can call us the devil or cold, uh, know it all assholes and stuff. See, what they don't tell you is it's a bunch of people that we talk to offline that have these type of problems right there that come to
Yeah.
us.
Yes.
And they talk to us about certain things that happen in their life. Like I said, you got a few people that's in this chat right now.
Yep.
You got a few people in this chat right now that have spoken to us about certain situations that they weren't feeling well in. And like you said, man, they just said, shoot, just the words that you gave us, that you gave me or us and stuff like that was all that I needed.
Hmm. Yep.
See, me and Mike, Sam, Juan, Chauncey, Don. We are the unholy alliance. But the thing is, y'all don't realize how, like you said, what you don't realize is it's a lot of people. It's quite a few people that came to us about problems, and the only thing they just asked for was somebody just to talk to.
That's it, bro. It's gonna be
Now,
okay. Look,
now,
you just having a bad day. That's it.
Just on the funny part about that is, I might not know about it until later down the line, but that's not me ignoring them. Is like you said, like you said, I'm so used to not talking to nobody like that that I don't really see it. But like I said, when I do catch it, like you said, I always talk to somebody about it.
Mm-hmm. Kev didn't open up to people like that.
I
I
still
kind of
don't.
I kind of opened it up a little bit for him, just a little bit more for him. But that's just that right there, just me hounding the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm. That boy
Like
annoyed the hell out. That boy annoyed the hell out of me. I ain't have a damn choice. But yeah, that's why I said, like you said. So while these people are telling you about how much of assholes we are, or tell you how we ain't no good, or we're bad for the Falcon space and stuff like that, I want you to ask them a question. Well, what about the people that they actually helped that think differently?
mm-hmm.
See, that story they won't tell y'all about because it goes against what they try to push. So,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, man, any mistake that y'all make in life, any mistakes um that may occur, like you said, bro, it's always a solution. It's never an end all be all. So never have that mindset to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, every problem has a solution.
Yes.
The solution may not come as quick as you want it to do, but the thing about it is you never give up. And you never want to feel like you ain't got nothing left. Because
Yeah.
that is one of the worst feelings that you can have is when you feel like you have nothing left. And that's where a lot of those decisions like that starts coming into play. And like you said, with the Marshawn Nealon thing, like you said, with the accident and running from the scene, and he didn't want to get arrested for a hit and run. He felt like he had no way out, and that was his only way out.
Mm-hmm.
And hell, like you said, me being on this, me doing these shows with Mike, me talking to y'all on these shows. Like I said, that's kind of my way of opening it up. Like I
Yep.
said, Mike could tell you. Mike done known me for 10 plus years.
Yep.
The,
I wouldn't take no for an answer with Kev. I say, hey man, I do it with you. Whatever you got to say. I hounded him.
mm-hmm,
I hounded K Styles. I
mm-hmm,
would not take no for an answer.
almost threw a chair at this motherfucker. Like, leave me the hell alone. But like you said, it was the best thing that could have happened because, like you said, it allowed a lot of those frustrations, allowed me to express those frustrations and allowed me to kind
Internal
of be open.
frustration.
And like you said, and we're gonna talk, and the STS this week is gonna be very interesting because
Yeah.
there's actually a part two to this whole conversation, and the STS about to be a part two on it.
Mm-hmm.
But my last thing I just say, man, don't ever feel like you don't have a way out. This is
It's
why
all good.
this is why you have to have the right people in your corner.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I gotta really say on that, man.
That's it. That's it, man. That's all. Like I said, man, don't just because you have an embarrassing moment or a terrible moment, and it's gonna be absolutely horrendous. It's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
terrible. But that ain't the
We
end.
look,
Like that's the biggest lie.
look,
That is because you
look,
had a bad day at a bad moment.
look,
It's over. It's never over.
look. When I first started, I saw what Dunn and Mike had to go through. Oh, y'all don't know nothing. But like I said, there's a part two to this conversation. We ain't
Oh
gonna
yeah.
hold y'all any much longer because we got the exclusive world of wrestling with OG Truth
Yep.
coming up right after this. So, like I said, man, y'all make sure y'all continue to hit those support buttons for 6MK Live. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said, man, we out X at just 6MK, IG 6MK Live. If you want to hit the cash up, it's hashtag 6Man K Styles.
Yep. So
So
some love, man.
So until next time, people, we ain't here to play.
No, no.
We here to stay.
Oh yeah, nigga.
You ain't gotta go home.
But you got to get the hell out of here. Oh yeah.
And you know what? And like I said, and with me being a Georgia Tech fan and a
Lord.
Georgia Bulldog thing, I think it kind of toughened me up on a lot of this stuff because I'm like, okay, what the fuck ever. You can think that, but
When you're used to losing, it doesn't phase.
yeah,
It doesn't phase
but
you.
then all it just takes is one little spark of something to happen.
Yep.
Humility would be your best friend. So, hey man, we out here. Make sure you check out Two Truth TV and Entertainment, exclusive
Mhm.
world of wrestling. We out.
Peace.